Hello everyone, and welcome back to our XPath tutorial series. So before we starting writing XPath expressions, let's first understand what XPath is and why it is so important in Selenium automation. Right? We can use XPath in UI automations. So my focusing is to emphasize these examples using Selenium automation if needed in this series, right? So XPath stands for XML path language. So it is language that helps us native through the HTML or XML structure of a web page and locate a specific element such as text boxes, buttons, links, images, and many more. Right? Although XPath was originally designed for XML documents, today it is one of the most widely used locator strategy in Selenium. So now you might wonder why we need XPath when Selenium already provides locators such as ID, name, class name, right, or tag name. The reason is that in real-world applications, many web elements either don't have unique IDs or their IDs are generated dynamically whenever the page loads. Sometimes multiple elements share the same class name, makes it difficult to identify the correct element. XPath solves these problems by allowing us to locate elements using attributes, text, relationships, positions, and many other techniques. This flexibility makes XPath an essential skill for every automation engineer. So, there are two types of XPath that you should know, which is absolute XPath and relative XPath. Right? Uh, Absolute XPath starts from the root of the HTML document and follows the complete path to target element. Although it works, it is very fragile because even a small change in page structure can break the locator. Relative XPath, on the other hand, starts from anywhere in the document. It is shorter, easier to read, easier to maintain, and much more reliable when the application's UI changes. That's why almost every Selenium automation framework prefer to relative XPath over absolute XPath, right? uh, so we will now go with kind of example, right? So in this screen, so you can see that I have written two kind of XPaths, right? uh, so the first one is the basic way of writing relative XPath, right? So we are not going to talk about absolute XPath. There is nothing to talk with that. So absolute XPath is kind of you can just write after the double slashes, right? You can write HTML, then from the root you can navigate to a specific DOM element, right? So we will talk about only relative XPaths, right? So the first example gives the that first line gives the basic of HTML XPath, right? Basic XPath locator, right? So in here, so these are the essentials, right? So you need to put that double slashes. So then once you put the double slashes, it knows which is a XPath, right? So then you need to provide HTML element. So you know what are the HTML element, like h1 tag, input, right? Likewise, there are much more, so many HTML elements. So you can put any HTML elements, right? So then you need to provide that at attribute at side. Then HTML attribute, that is specific attribute of that element, that is specific attribute of the element, right, equal that attribute value. So this is the way you need to write the XPath. Okay, so using that first line, right, the first structure, using that first structure, we will write a XPath, right? uh, and then understand, right? So I open the very common website, which is ebay.com, right? So in ebay.com, so now I'm going to capture the XPath of this text field, that is search text field. So how can I do that? So first of all, so I use my Chrome browser, right? So you can use any browser to capture the XPath, that doesn't matter. So I'm using Chrome browser, right? So then I can right click on that specific element, right? And click on inspect, right? Here you can see that inspector is open in my right side. So using this top right three dots, right, you can just move your that means inspector window to right side, bottom, left side door as a pop-up. Okay, so I prefer to go with pop-up, so I click on here. So now you can see it open as a pop-up window, right? So then what you need to do is uh, I can just click on that. You can see that uh, left side top, right, there is an inspector icon, right, which is select an element in the page to inspect it, right? So I just click on that, then it become blue color one, right? So then I go to that specific element and click on that element, right? Okay, now you can see that in DOM, right, in DOM structure, that specific element is selected, so which is the input element, right? So now we are going to write a XPath. Okay, so now uh, I just click Control F, right, in the elements section. So in my inspector window, I just click on that inspector window. Just make sure that the inspector window is on the top, right, is selected. Then I press Control F to find. Now you can see that little box is open, which says find by string select or XPath, right? Here I know the tag is input, right? So I'm going to capture this one through the ID attribute. First check whether there is ID attribute. Yes, there is an ID attribute. There is an ID attribute. Uh, Here this is the ID GHAC wrap, right? Sorry, it's actually that that's wrapper input, right? So you need to capture the ID of that input, right? Here, this one. Is there any ID tag? Here, GHAC. GHAC is the ID. So I'm just going to copy it. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to write the XPath. First, you need to write double slash, right? It's a forward slash, right? Then you need to write HTML element. Here in theory it says HTML element. Okay, my HTML element is a input. Then I need to put that open and close square brackets, right? Square brackets. Then I need to put that at sign, right? At. Then I need to put the specific HTML attribute. So my attribute is ID equal, then I put single quotes. Within the single quotes I will say like uh, the attribute value, right? I just copy it to my clipboard, I just paste it, right? Now you can see that that specific DOM element is highlighted, right? So now you know how to write XPath, right, using that first structure, right? So I just copy it and I'm going to paste it here. In this way you can write XPath. This reflects the first structure, right? Okay, then we will go with the second structure, right? So which is taking the display text. Okay, so I open I open my browser, right? And then I can say like here you can find this URL in my description, right? Then here username. Okay, so I need to uh, capture that capture that login button, right? Capture that login button through the text, that login text, right? Okay, so I put inspect, right? Here is the HTML element is button, right? I press Control F, right? And the button says that login is the text, right? Text. Okay. uh, then how can I do that? I put two double slashes, right? uh, so then I know the HTML element is button, right? Button. Then put square brackets, right? Then I will say text with open and closing parenthesis. Then uh, press equal sign and then single quotes, right? uh, Here is the login text. Here it says one of one. One of one means you capture only one element of this domain structure, right? So this is the way you can find XPath. This is the second structure that you can find XPath, right? Okay, this follows the second structure, right? Okay, then I will just paste it. Okay, sorry. uh, Here the text and this one. Okay, so this is actually second structure. Then you can write the XPath. This follows the second structure, right? Okay, so I need to mention that you can use double quotes instead of this single quote, right? But it depends which language you are using, right? So if you are using language like Java to write Java to your automation, right? You know that Java string, you need to provide strings using double quotes, right? So it's better to use single quotes for XPath, right? But still you can use double quotes for XPath with that backward slash, that's fine. But if you are using like language like TypeScript, uh, so in here, if you are familiar to use single quotes to emphasize string in TypeScript, then you can use double quotes, whatever, right? So anyway, it depends on you, right? But you can use single quote or double quote for XPath writings, right? That's fine. So this is the way you can write XPath. The first structure follows the first one. The second structure follows by second XPath, right? Okay.